This could be the real deal, boys. Let's do it.
Welcome back to the Reggie and Jerome podcast, the post-free agency draft recap edition. We were gone for a little bit. It's good to be back, boys. What's happening? To my left, as always, Sammy C. What's up?
What's going on, everybody?
You know what it is. To my right, Big J.A. What's happening, my man?
Back in the building. What's going on?
Guys, how y'all been, man? It's been a minute since we've been together. How y'all been?
Good, man. Life is good. Another day above ground is always a great day.
Got that right. Sammy C., how you been, my man?
Same thing, man. Living life at the fullest.
Mr. Birds?
Absolutely, I miss the birds.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. If only they could play all year round.
I know, right? It's weird. You guys are listening to this during. I think it's safe to say this is one of the craziest weeks in Philadelphia sports history. I mean,
Hey,
this
man.
this 9-day span of the Phillies firing a manager, playing terrible, and firing a manager. The Flyers, who had a what percent chance?
3% chance.
Of making the playoffs, make the playoffs, then make a run in the playoffs to get to the second round. The Eagles basically waving the quote-unquote white flag on probably their best wide receiver ever by drafting a wide receiver. I don't think any of us thought that going into the draft.
Did not see that.
Didn't see it coming. And to top it off,
The Sixers?
the process Sixers
Forcing games.
forcing a game 7. This has been a crazy, crazy week. But if you guys know us, we love this shit.
Love every minute of it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be a sports fan of anywhere else.
You got that right, bro. I saw so many posts from people in Pittsburgh earlier in the week when they were talking crazy about us and the
So
crazy.
I was on Twitter during draft night, first round, and I saw a tweet from a guy, and he was a Pittsburgh fan. He said, "This is it. Makai Lemon, pick 20, whatever they had. Let's go." We move up, draft him. His very next tweet, "I hate the fucking city of Philadelphia. They're ruining my life this week."
Yeah, because we were playing the Penguins too.
And we were up 3-1 at that point.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, but like you said, Joey, couldn't imagine being a fan of anybody else. So guys, let's get started. We got a ton to unpack. But as we always do, we need to start by taking a shot. It's been a minute, guys. Go Birds.
Go birds.
So, like Joey said, we just got finished the draft. Before we get into draft business, we have to talk about the other off-season stuff that happened, moves, signings, just a bunch of things that happened before the draft with the Birds. So, Sammy, I want to start with you. I want you to talk about the departures that we had. Once you talk about them, we'll talk about what do you think, or what do we think is the most significant one. Then Joey will go on to the signings, and then I'll go into like the re-signing. So
I got you.
start with you, Sam.
All right. Well, our first departure was Jalen Phillips. He went to the Panthers on a 4-year, $120 million.
Yeah, that's correct.
He left in the first wave of the free agency. But he got a high value contract, man. Panthers paid him, and that's all she wrote for him.
Absolutely.
Our next departure was one of the people that we were always talking about.
We spent a lot of time talking about it.
Yeah, a lot of time on. We would like to keep him, but we don't see it happening, and that is Nakobe Dean. He went to the Raiders on a 3-year deal. He got paid too, but we can't keep everybody.
Absolutely.
It sucks, but
Nothing but love for Nakobe.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the next one was Reed Blankenship. signed a 3-year deal also with the Texans. Had to split up the exciting whites and no more of that. But I think we drafted somebody in the draft to kind of make up for him. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that.
Jahan Dotson.
One of Sammy's favorites.
One of my favorites.
Mr. 500 yards.
Yeah.
We definitely would have had 500 yards so bad.
So bad.
Really bad.
I got a new guy this year though.
Okay, all right, okay.
Signed a 2-year deal with Atlanta. I think he's gonna be pretty decent for Atlanta. Got the speedster in Atlanta.
That's a good signing for them, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's throwing the ball over there? It's either
Michael Penix or
Tua.
Tua
turned the ball over.
Yeah,
I seen something. It was a picture on Twitter, and it was Michael Penix with both ACLs torn on his crutches.
Oh my God!
And then Tua laying on the field, knocked out, throwing up gang signs. They said, "I don't know who's going to throw the ball in Atlanta this year."
Terrible.
The damn internet.
Yeah. Our next one was Matt Pryor, offensive lineman. He departed. I don't think he signed with anybody.
No.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And one of the people that Nelson absolutely couldn't stand, or none of us could have stand at the beginning of last year, was Adoree Jackson.
Yeah.
He's out of here, and I think he's gonna put the cleats up. I don't think anybody's gonna sign him.
No, I think it might be done for him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, unless a team needs a veteran corner, or just to have a veteran in the locker room on the defensive side, maybe. But
yeah, I think
for right now,
his time might be done.
Yeah,
you're right.
But yeah, that's about it.
So, of the departures, since you read, I'll start with you, Joey. I think I have an idea where we're going to go with this. Which one's the biggest departure out of that list?
The guy that was the smartest man on the field is N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
It's always tough losing a caliber player like that, but when you got a young gun behind him who did a really good job until N'Kobe came back, you got to give him his time to shine.
Hey, we talked about it a lot.
Little breaking news.
Okay.
This isn't Eagles related, but since we are the sports fans of the city of Philadelphia,
yeah,
Jason Tatum ruled out for Game 7.
Had a feeling, because let me tell you, if that boy tore his Achilles after anything happened again, like what did he say, was his calf or his knee?
Left leg. It just says left leg.
It's his calf, because he was rubbing his calf. So if he tore his Achilles and his other leg with a weak calf, because that's what happens.
Yeah, you force all that weight on the other half.
Yeah, the Celtics would never live that shit down. So, wow.
That's some breaking news for tonight. Yep.
Wow, yeah. If you guys don't know, we're doing this Saturday afternoon / evening before Game 7 and Game 1 of the Flyers and the Sixers. So the fact that we are able to concentrate on the Eagles is, we are professionals over here. Because trust me, we're all thinking about these games tonight. But go ahead.
Hell yeah, Jason Tatum, clap your hands.
Don't jinx it, Sammy. Don't jinx it.
It's going to be a good
game. That he's out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's going to be a good game.
Let's get
back. Let's keep going.
N'Kobe, man. I mean, great player. Definitely wanted to keep him around if we could. But obviously, we knew what we had waiting, and you weren't going to move on from Zach Bond. He's just lights out on the other side.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what Jaha Campbell's going to do with a full season as starter. I am excited for that.
Yeah, so it's not like they let him walk.
And there's a big empty hole there.
Yeah, that is true.
It makes you feel a little bit more comfortable for sure.
Yeah, and I think, to add on to that, you got Jeremiah Trotter Jr. also behind them, meaning Bond and Campbell. But then we'll get into who we picked up, because we did pick up, I think, a stud that was a sleeper, but we picked him up after the draft. So we'll get on to that later on.
You know how he knows how to find them.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I would have to agree. It would be Nakobe Dean. I mean, Jalen Phillips, he came in last year, midseason because of the trade.
Mhm.
But the thing is, they make edge rushers every day, and there was a ton of them that came out of the draft this year. But we'll get to what
That
the Eagles
other
got.
stuff.
Yeah, the other stuff
the other
later.
stuff, yeah, later.
But yeah, I'd have to agree. Nakobe Dean.
Okay. I'm not even gonna regurgitate it. Obviously,
Yeah.
we all. I think it's pretty safe to say that as far as much as we've watched the Birds over, I don't know, the past decade, he was one of our favorite Eagles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he only got better and better. Like, even though he fought with injuries, I mean, you just see it last year. Like, the way that he could play that linebacker position, like Joey said, the smartest player on the field. But, man, when it came to that blitz, he just knew how to just drive his legs and get to the QB.
Something you said, which is absolutely correct, and I didn't see it his first year. I don't even know if I saw it his second year, is the fact that he got better every year. And by last year, he was just rock solid. Like you said, smartest guy on the field. So, Nakobe, I wish you luck. Glad you're not in the NFC.
Amen to that.
Good luck, in that black hockey puck in Las Vegas. And I know you'll do well, but, I think we'll be able to I don't know if you can replace a guy like that, but if the guy we drafted last year does replace him, great job by Howie if he does, because pretty big shoes to fill replacing Nakobe Dean.
Absolutely.
We move on to our signings. Joey, this is on you, bro.
All right. So our first one, which we have listed here, was Marquise Hollywood Brown. Wide receiver, agreed to a 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. Interesting one. I didn't think he was going to land in our lap, but if he stays healthy, he's going to be real dangerous in the slot.
Yeah.
And this next one is probably my favorite.
We might as well talk about this now.
Hell yeah.
I think we all think this is the biggest one, right?
Yeah, I would say
for
so,
sure.
yeah.
So we might as well talk about
that. And then my favorite, Tariq Woolen, cornerback, 1-year deal up to $15 million. How do they let us do it? I don't know. Unless people are seeing something that's written on the wall that Howie didn't see. But he was the number one cornerback in man coverage last year. And the number 2 guy is our guy, Q.
Yeah.
How you let that duo get together, I don't know, but I'm really excited for it.
Shit, fuck the duo. Trio.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And
can't forget about Dejean.
Yeah. And I mean, for Tyreek, when he or Tariq, I'm sorry, when he had his first interview, like in front of everybody, that shit had me dying. Like, if you look back and you watch it, he's like, I don't know where they're going to throw the ball to. I mean, but he has a point. Like,
I will say, not to cut you off, my bad.
There you go.
Cooper DeJean's going to have to do a whole lot of calming them boys down, because them boys, they love to yap.
They're both of them.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Reed Blankenship was so good at. So I don't know, because there were times when Cooper was a little yappy too. So I don't know who back there going to calm them boys down.
Fuck it. I love it.
And then you add Makuba into the mix again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, he got hurt and didn't come back.
But yeah, I mean, Woolen, I think it was a great signing. I mean, because we always, like last year, we had that part in that cornerback 3 position that we just, it was Adoree Jackson, and then it was like who we put in if Adoree goes down, because he got poked last year and he hurt myself, And
it started we started talking about that game 1.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it all year.
Yeah, we did, and then when we were like, oh yeah, we got Jair Alexander, and he'd even put the cleats on for us. So that went out the door. It was like we always we're trying to find that cornerback 3 position to play the outside other than Quinyon Mitchell.
And I think it's going to give Vic Fangio a lot more comfortability. He knew he had to cater to Adoree Jackson, and he, kept him a few steps behind. But now that you got this guy who can pretty much dominate man to man, I think Vic Fangio is going to be able to do a lot of more different things with this defense.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, there's like a 3-second rule, and you have to roll coverage over to the guy if you don't think he can cover for 3 seconds. And there were plenty of times that third corner was not covering for 2, much less for 3. And that just opens your defense up so much more. And we'll talk about one of those ways going to help the defensive line a little later. But yeah, so I'm excited to see Tariq Woolen. You paid him even for 1 year, you paid him like a top 10 corner for 1 year. $15 million is a lot for 1 year. So I don't know where it's going after that. Like, are we doing this to give him an extension? I'm not sure. It could be a try and see. I don't know.
And Howie's brain is the only one to where it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
but
Howie, I trust.
For this year, I'm excited about it. So we shall see. So finish the acquisitions, Joey.
These next 2, I apologize.
Not that these guys really. I ain't gonna say they don't matter. Their parents might be listening. These guys matter. I'm sorry.
These next 2 guys, I'm gonna just apologize now if you're listening. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
Joe Tryon
Shoyinka.
Yeah, just say Joe Tryon.
Edge guy.
Who?
And then Arnold Ibikite.
There you go.
Signed a 1 year deal.
Ibikite came from where? Buccaneers?
I was told to be no questions.
I think so.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't even know where these 2 came from. I think one came from the Browns, but I could be wrong.
You might be right. I think Tryon might have came from the Browns. We'll get our stats and information.
And I think, I don't even know how to say his name.
I mean, we can find out. So we can edit this and just look it up real quick.
Sure. Ibikite signed a 1 year deal up to $7.3 million. I'm not mistaken, he's probably going to be more of an edge guy.
Okay.
Which we realized last year we needed depth there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't rely on 47-year-old Brandon Graham.
Love BG, but
love him, but
and then we signed Jonathan Jones, cornerback, to a 1 year deal.
That is a locker room signing. That's what that is. I don't know how much he's going to see the field. And when he was...
So you need those guys too.
When he was in his prime, one of the best corners in the league. Yeah. It's a long time ago. But if he can teach these guys anything on the back end, that they can learn, great signing.
Hell yeah. When we signed him, I was like, man, we got the prime Jonathan Jones. And I was like, nah, he's up there in age. Yeah. But one hell of a player back in his prime, man.
Sure was.
Yeah, man.
Then this one was a little bit interesting. Damian Pierce to a 1 year contract. Running back. It definitely, I was like, made me scratch my head a little bit. You got Saquon, you got Tank Bigsby. But I think we've seen enough of Will Shipley.
I don't think it's for that, but
we always do this. This might be the guy who dresses and sits on the sideline every week.
Yeah,
AJ Dillon, who was the one before that from Seattle?
Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny, yeah.
I think Damian Pierce. I think he's actually coming in to be a kick returner though, or a punt returner. Yeah.
Which we needed a little bit of help with that last year.
We did,
because there was too many times I was pulling my hair out asking what the hell was going on back there.
My favorite signing of them all right here, baby.
Then,
or trade.
We acquired Andy Dalton from the Panthers for a 2027 7th.
Oh, I swear, when you said that, I looked, I was like, who could he possibly be? But go ahead. You fucked me up with that one. Okay.
I think we probably know who our quarterback 2 is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if Howie tries to move Tanner McKee.
I think so. Especially because we drafted one.
We drafted one too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then we rounded off our acquisitions with Chandler Martin, a linebacker, signed a 2-year deal.
You're also missing one more person.
Okay.
Which we're going to add him. Tavion Wicks from Green Bay.
Oh,
that's right.
Yes. You're right.
And one more. Grenard, that we traded for in the draft.
We'll talk about him later. But you're right. We'll talk about him when we get to the draft.
The Tavion Wicks.
Yeah, we forgot about the Tavion Wicks. Yeah.
He's going to be.
We got a crowded wide receiver room right now.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Being that A.J. Brown is still technically a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, we're going to get to that later too. But yeah, you're right. Does anybody know what Wicks signed for? If I'm not mistaken, it was.
He signed an extension as soon as he. No.
Pretty hefty price tag, I believe. I mean, for like a 1-year deal, I think it was pretty hefty. I know it was in the double digits. That I do know. It might have been like 13 or 14.
That's a Sean Mannion guy, right? He was over there.
Absolutely.
With him.
Yeah, makes a ton of sense for them to go out and get somebody who knows his offense. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know why that wasn't on the list. Because
traded from Green Bay to Eagles.
1 year, 12.5.
12.5?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1-year deal. Well, extension for 12.5 is
including $9 million guarantee, with a total potential value of $16.1 million over 2 years, 2026, 2027. The contract includes 4 void years for salary cap management.
They go to void years.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I did watch some tape on Mr. Wicks. Plus, we saw him play the Eagles several times.
Yeah.
I think that if he can be the wide receiver 2 that we need him to be, he don't have to stretch the field. He just got to go up and get the ball like a big receiver can. I think it's a good signing. But this happened pretty quick, which means Sean Mannion must know something. Either he wasn't given the opportunity that he should have been giving in Green Bay because of other signings, because let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. If a guy gets signed, the coordinator, the quarterback coach, those guys, they don't really have the autonomy to say that, get this guy playing time. I mean, he's like, I'm giving this guy $20 million. Like, you got to let him play. And if he thought he was better than him and then they bench a guy that was in front of him, like, he's either going to get fired or some shit's going to happen. So he may know something about Mr. Wicks that we don't know. So I'm interested to see how this plays out for him. I mean, we did draft another wide receiver as well. And like Joey said, we still have somebody we got to talk about later on in the pod that's still on the team. So we shall see. But I'm excited to see what's up with Mr. Wicks. On to me about re-signings and extensions. I'll make a caveat on this one because there's one thing we haven't talked about that's not on the list. Jalen Carter got his 5th-year option picked up.
Mm-hmm. Nolan Smith as well.
There is no way those guys are going into the season on a 5-year option. They will both.
They'll both sit out.
No.
Or what?
They'll be signed.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll sign extensions.
Really? They're going to do Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter same year?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way. Maybe Nolan Smith might, but I don't think he's done it. How he's done this before?
I think right now we had like $28 million in cap space right now.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any way. They have to give him the money now. They just have to, because like we talked about, that bill is due really, really soon.
Next year, right? Yeah.
So they have to give him like a huge guarantee now. Because if they don't, he's not coming back. Just can't do it. So I think that
cat.
I think that some of this will be cleaned up post June 1, but I just don't think there's any way he plays on a 50. Nolan Smith might not have no choice.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for some things that'll happen. But anyway, We signed Jordan Davis to a 3-year extension. We all wondered whether he would be back. And 2 years ago, I think it might have been up in the air. But after the past 2 years, he earned every bit of that extension.
Absolutely.
We re-signed and gave an extension to both our tight ends, which now I'm not really sure how that's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't draft the guy in the second round. We'll get to that later. But we don't draft the guy in the second round. You don't carry 3 tight ends on your team. Nobody carries 3 tight ends on your team.
Dog.
Yeah, we'll discuss about. So that's that, and that's Grant Calcaterra and fan favorite Dallas Goedert.
Favorite re-signing right here.
Damn, that boy stole my thunder. My favorite re-signing right here, probably the Eagles' best player, Brandon Mann, signed a 4-year contract. I don't have the details, but he signed a 4-year contract, and we talk about it all the time on the pod. Like, there were times like if they didn't have him, we probably would have lost some games if we ain't had Brandon Mann.
Brandon Mann.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it? Week 3 we had a victory, and it was partly because he had 250 yards of punting.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it earlier with returns. I think sometimes teams don't value that third part of the game, and that part they value. But like you said, I wish that they would value the return game a little bit more, and maybe they will. So
interesting little tidbit about the punter position. I don't know if you guys saw, they invited David Akers' son to camp, and he is a punter.
Nah, for real, I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think his name is Cam Akers.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay. Well,
yep.
Hopefully, it works out for you, big boy. We'll see what happens. But
big shoes to fill.
I know, right? As I was watching the draft, and I saw Trott's other son get drafted. I was like, damn, we couldn't wait for him. That boy,
yeah, he's good.
That boy, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jay Trott Jr. He got a chance to be a good ball player. But
I don't know,
when I look at the tape,
his brother's better than him.
I was like, whoa.
Ain't that always how it always happens? It's never the son that's named after you.
Oh no, never. It's always the other one. Yeah, but good for him. He can make a name for himself. He don't have
absolutely. He doesn't have to live in the shadows.
He'll probably still wear 54, but you don't. Make your own name. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we shall see. So I think we're all in agreement that the biggest one of those is Jordan Davis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second favorite, which you haven't got to yet. So I'll let you get to it, and then we'll
say it now.
Fred Johnson.
Okay, talk about it.
He came in last year and did one hell of a job filling in for Lane Johnson. That's already big shoes to fill. In a year where we did not have great offensive line play, the last thing you could afford was a guy who had to fill in for Lane Johnson for multiple weeks and just get blown off the ball. And Fred stepped in and he did a hell of a job. So excited to keep him around. And he could play pretty much every position except center. So excited. It's a great depth piece to have.
Yeah, Fred's a guy that when you have him on the field, you're never like closing your eyes and think he's going to just like murder. Like, yeah, he's going to give up some plays.
It's not how we felt about Matt Pryor and what was the other one? Oh, he was just awful every time they ran him. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm glad. I know what you're talking about because every time he came in, we all went. We all sighed. What was his name? Oh my God. Matt Pryor was definitely one. I can't remember his name, but we'll get to it.
He played the right side, didn't he?
Yes.
Right next to Fred Johnson.
Yeah. And every time he came in, he was like, oh my God. But Fred Johnson, when he came in the game, he was like, all right, we got a chance. He might get beat once, but he wasn't a turnstile. So I agree. The last re-signing was Marcus Epps. Now, how can I put this? I think Marcus has the ability to be a really, really good player.
Brett Toth.
That's
Brett Toth. There you go. I gotta take a drink for that. Shit. Brett Toth. Brett Toth. Yeah, you're right.
Brett Toast.
Brett Toast. You're right. Yeah. But yeah, as far as Marcus Epps is concerned, I think he's a good backup safety. I just don't think he can be a starting safety.
No, I don't think Howie's done yet either.
Yeah, because I don't think so either. Because I think the next wave of signings will be coming right after rookie camp.
Yeah.
Right after rookie camp, and everybody looks around their team like, "Oh shit, you can't play." Let me get on the phone real quick.
Who's out there?
Yeah, who's out there? Yeah. So
no, I agree with you. He did a serviceable job stepping in for Makuba last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Veteran guy.
Veteran guy. I think that he knows the defense, and if he can pass on anything to some of the people that we have coming in, it's great. But he might be able to get a spot start here and there.
Yeah, if his number's called, just keep the umbrella, open up there.
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. So yeah, that was our free agency / pre-draft before re-signings, and I think that when that went on, we kind of I don't even think we still knew what they were going to do in the draft at that point, but they did fill some holes. They did fill a few, and it's good to do that at the same time. Damn, why am I saying that? But my bad. And they did, and I think that moving towards the draft, they had a plan. We didn't know what that plan was, but I think
no.
I think we found out fairly quickly once. Was it last Thursday or Thursday before that? Yeah. Once that happened, we found out pretty quick. So we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk about the draft.
I'd like to take a minute and interrupt the Reggie and Jerome podcast and welcome our new podcast, The Mound Visit, your unofficial trip to the mound for all things Philadelphia Phillies. We're stepping off the rubber, kicking some dirt, and breaking down everything from Broad Street bombs to Citizens Bank drama. Whether you've been riding with the Phils since the vet or just hopped on the Red October train, grab your glove, grab your rally towel, and settle in. This is the Mound Visit, where every episode brings the heat.
And we're back. Fellas, we discussed the off-season pre-draft moves, and now we're going to talk about the draft itself. Like we mentioned earlier, we all had opinions on what we thought might happen, what should happen. If you listen to the season wrap up of the Reggie and Jerome podcast, you can go back and listen to what we thought. I will say that we were, kind of wrong, but kind of right at the same time on a lot of those things. So with no further ado, we're just going to get into it. I'll start with the Birds' first pick in the draft. They moved up, a couple spots.
Before you get to that, real quick,
go right ahead.
Cut you off.
Yeah, man.
Now, me and Jay Valdy were actually watching the draft together.
Okay.
And before, obviously, you just said that we moved up and everything like that. There was one person for both of us that we didn't want to go to a team, but it just kept falling and falling and falling, and he ended up going to Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Which probably one of the best talents that came out of that draft class.
Without a doubt.
But as we're sitting there, Jeff's getting the updates on Twitter. Like, he was getting it before they even said it on TV.
You were texting us. I'm like, how does he know this?
Yeah, so I felt like Adam Scheffner right there. Like, I was getting the breaking news instant. Anyway, I was like, there's one person I want that's still left. This was at we got to pick 15, pick 16.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, the Oregon tight end's there. I said, Jeff, because he's
Now,
still there,
I was talking about this cat for a minute.
Yes. I was like, Jeff, he's still there. Stay off of Twitter. What does this motherfucker do? Gets on Twitter. Yo, the Jets just took him. I said, bro.
I was so mad at the Jets. What are you doing drafting a tight end?
I said he went.
Why y'all trying to be good?
I said he went to the wrong green. Then it's the offensive tackle from Clemson that I thought we were going to get.
That's what I thought.
And
I wanted a tight end, but the tackle was what I thought we were going to get.
That's going into the draft. That's exactly who I thought was going to be our draft pick.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to go as high as that he did. And they had him, and everything that I looked at, they had us.
It was like 5 mocks that had him going to the
Yeah. His last name was Miller, right?
Yes.
Brandon Miller, I think.
Close
Something like
enough.
that. Close enough. Anyway, he got drafted. I'm like, all right, I give up, bro. I was about to turn the draft off. I was done. Me and Jay Valdy, we were both done. We were like, who the fuck is left? Who is left? And then I'll let you continue from there. But I was almost done with the draft, to be honest with you. Because everybody that me and Jay Valdy were like, all right, let's take him. He's still available. Gone. I'm like, is there anybody left for us?
So before I talk about the Eagles picking Mekhi Lemon, trading up to pick Mekhi Lemon at the 20 spot and basically jumping their in-state rival to do it, I'll ask you before I talk about what I know about him, because when they traded up to take him and they took him, what was your first thought?
Oh, like him, or because we were moving up, who did I think we were going to get?
No, about him.
About
At
him?
that point, you already knew they were moving up.
My first?
Because a lot of people were like,
Why?
why? Some people were like, they didn't really get it. Some people were excited. What was your first thought?
I looked at Jeff and I said, who the fuck is this?
Is that what you said?
I swear on everything I love, yes.
Wow. Okay.
Because obviously I watch college football, but
Right.
I didn't watch him. He played for USC.
Right.
It's not like that's a game I'm turning on. Oh, yeah, USC's on. Nah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I looked at Jeff, and Jeff looked at me. He was like, yeah, bro, I don't know who this is.
Gotcha.
And then that's when everything started to come out.
What about you? When you heard they took a wide receiver, what was your first thought?
A.J. Brown is gone.
Okay. That was your first thought, right?
First
Before you
thought.
even seen him or looked at him.
First thought.
First thought was,
I'm
you
pretty
just
sure I
got-
texted that
yeah,
in our group chat.
Yeah.
You took a wide receiver. There goes A.J. Brown.
I said, AJ Brown, gone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. So one of the reasons why I took him to talk about was as some of you may know, my nephew plays college football. The first team that ever recruited him was Alabama. The second team was USC. And I remember telling your dad that I wanted him to go to USC because they had a bunch of wide receivers. So I watched a lot of their games only because of that. So I knew who he was just from let me see what USC's on. Let me go check him out. And the thing was that every time I'd watch him, he'd jump off. I'm gonna tell you what he reminded me of, but because back in the day I didn't watch a lot, even though they were on every weekend at 3:00. I didn't watch a lot of Alabama, but I remember watching Alabama when they had Waddle, Smith, Ruggs, and how much Devontae jumped off the screen when you watched him. I clearly remember watching a game, and I don't even know what we were watching because Nelson don't watch college football. And we were at his house, we were outside, and it was on. And I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. It might have been the LSU game that they were playing in. Had something like 200 yards. I'm like, how's this little motherfucker doing this? And then I realized, oh, he's Heisman Trophy winner, like Blitnikoff winner. Like I didn't even know that. But just eye test wise, I was like, yeah, this dude got it. I don't care how skinny he is. I don't care how small he is. He's always open. And Mekhi Lemon was kind of like that when I watched him. Always open, tough as nails. The comp they use is Amon St. Brown. Literally, that's how he plays. So as far as your text, yo, AJ Brown is gone. Yeah. After me saying, oh shit, they got Mekhi Lemon, the second thought was, yeah, AJ Brown is probably out the door. We just don't have enough. We're not carrying 7 wide receivers. So it's time for him to go. But as far as the pick itself, I think it's a great pick, man. I can't honestly say the Birds have ever had a slot receiver like him. They've had some decent slot receivers, but they haven't really had like a inside the 20 kind of like sit down, get open kind of guy. I could be wrong, but in the past 15 years, do you remember anybody that was like an Amon-Ra St. Brown? Like we've never really had anybody like that. And you can't rely on Dallas Goedert to always be that guy. Sometimes you need a fast guy. You need a wide receiver to be able to do that. Everything we do outside the numbers, unless it's 15-yard posts or crossing routes. If it's not that, it's everything is on the outside. So we got a new OC. I'm really, really interested to see how they're going to use him. I think if they do it right,
I have a feeling they're going to use him because he comes under McVay's coaching tree. Puka Nacua style.
I think so too. If they can get 75% of that, watch out. So
listen, all we know, I mean, when I seen him drafted, it was like there was other wide receivers already taken. Why did he fall back so far? And are these other wide receivers as good as what he is? Like the one that went to the Tennessee.
Right.
I was like, all right. He was, I don't even think, I mean, he's a good ball player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he is.
But
a friend of mine's a Tennessee Titans fan, and he was like, why do we take this guy? But go ahead.
And I think the one from Ohio State is coming out next year. Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to be a dog. But that's what like my brain was like trying to wrap around was like, all right, well, he went 4th overall. And then the next wide receiver was 20th overall that we took him. Like, what's going on?
Right.
And then, who was it? Skip Bayless. He was blowing up on Twitter because obviously the Eagles traded with Dallas.
Yeah.
Jumped in front of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was on the phone with him. Eagles couldn't reach him because Pittsburgh was on the phone with Lemon. He hangs up with Pittsburgh. Eagles call. Oh, we're drafting you right here because we just jumped in front of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Pittsburgh. But yeah.
I mean, that's the most interesting thing I've seen.
Yeah.
But they clearly, Pittsburgh wanted him. So it wasn't like he was going to fall out in the first round. Like clearly they wanted him too.
Oh, yeah.
And I think just the way it fell wide receiver wise, that he fell to a spot where Howie was like, we got to go get this guy. And from some of the things I heard, he made it seem like they were trying to get up even higher than that.
Yeah, I saw a post saying that too as well.
Yeah, so
I heard that, yeah. I think they were trying, I mean, from what I heard, I think they were trying to go like 15, 16. They were trying to get up with Tampa. That's what I seen.
I'm pretty sure I text that because I was saying that if we can get up to 15, we can get the tight end.
Yeah.
But I guess the draft capital was too much. And at the end of the day, maybe they was like, we got another plan at tight end. And we're going to segue to that right now. So.
Well, with our second overall pick, pick 54, we got the 6'4", 239 tight end from Vanderbilt.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Go to Vandy.
His name is Eli Stowers. I think he's going to be really good for the Eagles. And I was actually watching when Howie was talking to him when he was like, we're going to draft you. We have really good success, yeah, with second round tight ends. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah.
because it was Goddard.
And
Ertz
too.
too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got this kid.
Clearly, they had a plan.
He
I didn't
played
even
at.
think about that.
He started his college career at Texas A&M. Then went to New Mexico State, and then ended with Vanderbilt last year. But he won the John Mackey Award, best tight end in the nation in 2025. Won the William V. Campbell Trophy, and he was absolutely insane. From what I've read about him, they had Shadik that went to the Jets, but then you brought in Stowers, which totally different, I would say, because he can't block as well, but he's an elite tight end player. His vertical jump was 44.5. And I think he ran like a 4.5, 4.4, something like that. It was absolutely insane that he's just a great.
He's more along the lines of, ironically, a guy that we've talked about on this pod that's not an Eagle so much.
Kyle Pitts.
He's a lot like Kyle Pitts. He ain't doing a whole hell of a lot of blocking.
I even saw some comparisons to Evan Ingram.
Yeah, same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, he ain't doing a whole lot of blocking, but
yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to see. He's very young, so I think he's 23. So
okay.
I mean, from what everybody was saying, that Howie stole another second-round pick, and
Yeah,
I think we got ourselves a player in the tight end position.
so clearly they thought the need was offense. The first 2 picks.
2 picks, yeah.
And I mean, technically, first 3 picks. So Joey, it's on you.
With our third pick number 68, we took Markel Bell out of Miami.
He's his own city in Miami. That guy.
This guy, 6'9" to 340 to 346 pounds.
Oh my God.
That guy is massive. Pulse.
Jeez, that's crazy.
The moment he does step on the field, if he does, which we obviously hope that happens, he will be the largest player to play football for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
This is interesting because he started his college career at JUCO, at Holmes Community College in Miami, or before transferring to Miami. He became the number 1 JUCO transfer before landing at Miami. Became full-time left tackle in 2025. Where was it? Last year he allowed 0 sacks.
I think that's pretty good, right?
I'd say so. I say so.
Pretty good.
He definitely a guy that needs some developing, and obviously with Stout not being in the building, I worry a little bit, just because of the success he's had. But if you could turn this guy into a serviceable tackle,
That'd be a big ass tight end.
Yeah, well,
a serviceable tackle, I think you're in good shape. I mean, somebody 6'9", I can only imagine his wingspan is ginormous. So for an edge guy to try and get around him is going to be tough.
yeah, I mean,
I heard a few downfalls with him.
speak about it.
Just he can't get out of his own way.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
But
that's a big dude.
I mean, just like
Yeah, I would think so.
just like J.A. said, though. I mean, if they can develop him to be something, I mean, sorry to say, you have the best right tackle in the league. I mean, future Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you can learn just a few things from him, I mean, even Mailata on the other side, they're both tackles. If you could just learn from them, I mean, shit, Mailata never played football before he got drafted. I mean, he played rugby, but he wasn't sitting up there trying to protect the QB,
Yeah.
The thing I do like about this guy, if you can get him to get his feet underneath of him,
Yep.
once he gets your hands on you, you're not going nowhere. You know how hard it is going to be to move a guy of that stature?
Well, you're absolutely right. And you're absolutely right, because what is the one thing that makes Lane Johnson so good? It's not his arms.
Nah.
It's that get off.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does what he does. And
that first step back, that get back that he does.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that can do that.
No, very, very few people
And
can do that.
to go along with the 0 sacks, he had a super low pressure rate. From last year, he ranged from 1.6 to about 2.7. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, I can't say I watched a ton of Miami other than the national championship game and leading up to the national championship game. But I watched a few highlights of the national championship game, and the first thing I looked at was like, all right, well, what does this guy look like? And I don't think Carson
Hard
Beck
to find him.
Yeah, I was like, Carson Beck didn't have to worry about that side of the field because he didn't look like he was under pressure at all. Coming from him.
No, but definitely had to have something clicked in his final year before getting drafted.
Especially being a 3rd round pick.
2024, his pressure rate was 13%. So that's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
But I hope it works out for the best, and we get another dog that, a couple years down the line, or whenever Lane's like, I've had enough, he's able to step in, and here we are with another 10-year tackle.
Well, clearly he got better, right? And that's what you want.
And I think, getting drafted in the 3rd round, and getting better, all I see with that room with the veterans, I can only see him getting better.
Got some good guys to learn from.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily mad at them taking a possible project in the 3rd round who's got upside. It's different. You take a guy who's never played in the 3rd round, then you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But definitely excited to see what they can teach this cat, and when he gets his number called, see what he can do.
Absolutely. I think it's a good pick, but we shall see. You can't go wrong with speed, and you can't go wrong with size. Something you can't teach. So
right,
we shall see. But like you said, he got some good guys to learn from. A guy that is already established in this league, we traded for with the next pick in the 3rd round. So we ostentatiously we turned several compensatory picks into this pick.
Yep.
Which is another Howie Roseman masterclass.
That's why he is going to be a Hall of Fame general manager.
Absolutely. You're right. There's very few that are in the Hall of Fame. He will be one.
Yes.
And one of those compensatory picks, Howie traded to the Minnesota Vikings for one Mr. Jonathan Grenard, who is a defensive end coming off a bit of an injury, but when he wasn't injured, was a perennial double-digit sack guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
back-to-back season, 12 sacks, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Now, I can't honestly say I was surprised by this because
we've been hearing it. We had been hearing it for months.
for a minute that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I thought, sometimes that shit happens, sometimes it don't, sometimes it's just talk. But clearly this happened.
And that's the thing. They talked, they stopped talking, and then draft night.
Yeah, draft night's when it went down, so to speak.
Even though it was definitely finalized before the draft.
Yeah, he was at the Sixers game.
He was at the Sixers game when he got drafted. When he got traded.
Yeah,
he was at the
he had to pass that physical, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did it at halftime. Yeah, right? Yeah, they just came.
I just walked right over to the link. And,
they came here. I was in Wells Fargo. So
same equipment.
But yeah. So I think that clearly we know what the position of edge rusher means to the Philadelphia Eagles. They traded for one who was really good in the middle of the season. I believe they tried to re-sign him. Couldn't. He outpriced himself. They waited until they were able to move some money around. Because I think I think if they would have made, because it's not that big a difference between 120 and 100. And I think that if he would have waited around, they would have signed Phillips. But they still ended up getting their man.
Yeah. We ended up signing him to extension, right? Bernard?
Yes, 4 years, $100 million.
4 years, $100 million.
Yeah. Which is not really 4 years, $100 million. It's really 2 years, $50 million with 2 years of what? Void years. So it's not technically $100 million.
He can't keep getting away with this.
It's not 100. He's guaranteed to get 50. He's going to get that this year. Well, he's going to get it over the next 2 years. His cap hit for this year is $6.3 million. His cap hit for the following year is 13.5.
Okay. Twist my arm.
So he'll get all his he'll get the 50 million.
Yeah, he'll get his money, but
but those other two, I don't think he getting those. But yeah, so that was what the deal was. And they couldn't have done that with Phillips. They would have had to, since he was already in the building, they wouldn't have been able to throw the void years on there. They would have had to sign him outright because he was a free agent.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like the trade a lot. I mean,
I love the trade.
Why not? I mean, like Joey said, 2 back-to-back 12 sack seasons, solo sacks, not, combined. But, and then, he did have, I think he had I want to say shoulder injury.
Yes, last year.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of put him down. I mean, he still had 4 sacks last year, even fighting with that injury. I don't know, man. He's one hell of a player.
Sure is.
So I'm excited to see.
Anytime Michael Parsons is like, them damn Eagles did it again, they must mean they're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what we did in the third round. Before I get to the next pick, which is how he's going to talk about the 5th round pick, I heard something about, we're going to bring him up again, Howie Roseman, that something else he's ahead of the curve on that I didn't realize until I watched this draft, and somebody else told me about this who was in the league for several years. And you notice the Eagles didn't have any 4th round picks, right? So they're kind of anti 4th round pick. And I was like, well, why you say that? He said, why would a guy who's making 2.1 in NIL come to make a 4th round pick minimum in the league with not the guarantee of being signed to a team? And I was like, yeah, he's now look at the last, the 6, 7 round picks, all old guys. This is it for them. They have to do this. First, 1, 2, 3, he gets the perennial guys, the guys that are going to make the money, that don't necessarily want to go back, skips the middle part.
5, 6, 7.
And then goes 5, 6, 7 with the older guys who have no choice but to take this because they've aged out of the league, out of college. I was like, wow. Shit, it makes a ton of fucking sense.
Fucking genius.
What, yeah.
He started doing this last year.
Thank you, Chip Kelly.
He started doing it last year where he was doing that. He was like, yeah, those picks don't really matter. Technically, 4 and 5 don't really matter. He was like, I'd rather trade them for Jonathan Gennard or somebody like that. I'd rather trade them for future assets, package them, than bring them in or waste picks on them. Because odds are those guys aren't going to make the team. I'll take the flyers on the 5, 6, and 7 guys if they make the team. And look, if you look at these 5, 6, and 7 guys, these are all guys that he's taking flyers on. Like, might be boom, might be bust, but
it doesn't hurt you.
Doesn't hurt you. Yeah. So I just want to throw that out there to people who are listening because according to the emails, they like when I talk about that kind of shit. So I'm talking about that kind of shit right now. So Sammy, who did they pick next with their first pick in the fifth round?
5th round pick, number 178 was Cole Payton, and we went back to North Dakota State, QB.
I was completely surprised when I was at the pen relays and I looked at my phone and I was like, is this a typo?
Yeah.
You were at the Penn Relays?
Yeah.
I've been there. It's pretty nice.
Big ass QB. I mean, 6'4", 239 as a QB. Lefty.
Man.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Other than the lefty part,
Vanilla Vic.
pretty.
No, I lied. I read the wrong one. But he's 6'3", 232. But he is a
said
lefty.
Vanilla Vic.
My bad.
Wow.
Wow. Go ahead.
Wow.
All
right, so-
my bad.
Yeah. So 6'3", 232, but he is a lefty. Like I said, played at North Dakota State. Part of 2 FCS National Championship teams, 2021, 2024. Became full starter in 2025 and broke out with 2,719 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 777 rushing yards, and 13 touchdowns. His playing style is dual threat. He can pass, but he is run efficiency. So, very strong, athletic QB. Ran a 4.56 40-yard dash for being 6'3", 232. The one thing is that, he's expected to be a backup, but a developmental player. So, we have Jalen, we have Andy Dalton, Tanner McKee, and now we have Cole Payton. So, like we were talking about earlier, I can't see Tanner McKee being there, possibly, because they're not going to keep 4 QBs.
Hell no.
So, Andy Dalton, he's about 40-something years old, and I can't believe he's still playing.
He was in my 3rd grade class.
Was he? That's awesome.
Andy Dalton is pretty old.
My understanding on this right now, because they have Jalen and Andy Dalton, you're bringing this guy in as a 6'3" frame. I compare him to Taysom Hill from the Saints.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't really watch any of the tapes. Why?
Yeah. Well, when you get a second,
Okay.
check out his tape. Very Taysom Hill like.
Okay.
Wildcat, but he's a QB, so he's in this shotgun, takes a snap, gone behind the blocker.
Okay.
Interesting.
They may develop him. He could possibly be a tight end. There's different options with this guy, which is awesome. Yeah.
Huh.
So, like you said, a boom or a bust. You got to develop this player, but you can stick him in as anything that you could possibly think of, I would say, except wide receiver.
Right.
But, it's good to have a dual threat QB as what Jalen Hurts is.
Mm.
Obviously, we didn't see it last year with the running part of it in Jalen Hurts, but we know he could do it. And I feel like it's good to have somebody like that right behind Jalen and can learn from Jalen.
Sure, it ain't going to be Andy Dalton. Not that he's a bad quarterback, but he's not mobile no more.
No.
Nah.
Absolutely not. So, yeah.
Huh.
That is Cole Payton.
Good job, Sammy. I'll definitely go. You got me intrigued now because I didn't really watch the video. I'm gonna pop on some YouTube video. Mr. Cole Payton, Vanilla Vic. Joey, with the only pick in the 6th round. Who the birds
6th round pick 207, Micah Morris.
Okay.
Out of Georgia. Who's that coming down the track?
Mhm.
Up until this point, other than trading for Jonathan Gennard, all offense up until this point.
Yeah.
5-year guy, Georgia. He's been a part of 2 championships.
Older guy.
Played
Mhm.
in 3 SEC titles. Started all 14 games at left guard this year.
Mm.
Another solid dude, 6'5", 334 pounds.
Say it again. What?
6'5", 334 pounds.
I don't know where they make these humans at, boy.
That's, yeah. You ain't lying.
Eh.
But he's known for his power and his size and being able to pretty much stop a defender in his tracks. Another guy who allowed 0 sacks in his final season.
That's good. In the SEC, that's real good.
Really good.
And you know they say what he does best is stopping the bull rush.
Oh, okay. A lot of
So
that in the
we seen our guards last year kind of get blown up.
Yeah.
So if you can plug in play, you know, whether he becomes a starter or just a rotation guy, if somebody, you know, is hurt, because this is the one line and or group of players in the NFL that don't get a break. Everybody else you can rotate in.
Yeah.
Them and the quarterback, they don't get a break. So you know, with especially with Landon Dickerson contemplating retirement over the offseason, he has another year like that. You need somebody who's going to be able to step into that position, and they happen to play the same exact position. So, you know, just depth on the O-line is important.
Never hurts.
Nope. He's going to be like
serviceable guys at that, not rolling out Brett Toth and Matt Pryor.
That's exactly where I was going with it. Yeah. So as long as he's not as bad as they are.
I'm about to cancel that Toth jersey I got for you. Oh well. All right.
But to get an SEC guy who's didn't give up a sack in the 6th round
that is pretty impressive, bro.
It's crazy.
Georgia Eagle. That's what we are.
Wow. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
They said, you know, sneaky athletic for a guy his size. His weaknesses, which can hurt you in the NFL, he gets his hands up too high and loses leverage. So, you know, gotta take care of that. And pass protection wasn't the best at. But a 6th round pick, you know, like you said,
dart on the dartboard.
Boom or bust.
Yep.
Throwing something at the dartboard.
If he can become a serviceable backup or even maybe a possible starter down the line, you know, I'd take it.
Yeah. Again, can't go wrong with depth on the O-line. So we shall see. With our next pick,
we had 3 7th-round picks.
3 7th-round picks. Again, like I discussed, older guy, Mr. Cole Wisniewski.
I love this dude.
So,
is he the son of Stefan Wisniewski?
He might be. I don't know. That's a good question. I have to get our stats and research team get on that tomorrow. But you said you love this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I like him / love him. And the thing that has me confused, because I did watch some tape on him, is that I don't think he's a good safety. But I think he could be a really good off-ball linebacker if he had 15 more pounds on him.
Yeah.
He's like a tweener. Like he looks a little, you know, a little wonky in coverage, gets lost a little bit. But man, can this kid hit?
And tackle.
And tackle.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
That's where my love part for him is there.
Yeah.
Is because of the hitting and the tackling.
Yeah, he does not. If he gets his arms wrapped around you, he's tackling you, which you can't. As a safety, that's your job, especially as a strong safety.
Yeah.
Free safety, you got to cover, but strong safety, if somebody comes across the middle, you got to make sure that rack ends with you. There is no rack. And from the tape that I watched, that's what he does. Like I said, the downside is, you know, if you ask him to do anything other than that, I'm not sure he can really do it. But again, 24 years old, 7th-round pick, older guy, take a flyer, see what we got. But at that point, it can't hurt. Again, we still have a lot of questions at the safety position that I can't see aren't answered by training camp. Maybe Mr. Wisniewski will be the answer. We don't know. I guess we will see. Maybe they'll pick somebody up post June 1.
There's a trade.
Not really sure. Could be. I'm not sure.
I seen one dude. I'd like to get Justin Reed.
Boy, you had me scared for a minute. I thought you were going to talk about Justin Simmons again.
He retired.
He retired.
I know. I'm just saying. I thought you
No.
No,
Hell
that
no.
ship sailed.
We talked about that dude
Sailed very
all for
far
about
away.
4 months. It was like, this guy. Nah. But yeah, you're right. I would love that. I think it might be a little costly, though.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, I think it might be a little costly, but we shall see. Moving on to our next pick. One of the more interesting picks in the 7th round. Sammy, it's on you. I got nothing for this one. There's no YouTube tape. There's nothing.
Absolutely not. When you say flyer, this is
the plane.
This is the plane right here.
Will it be American? Will it be Spirit? Tune in to find out. Go ahead.
Spirit retired today too.
That's what I'm saying. Will it be American? Will it be Spirit?
Well, the Eagles made history in this draft. Round 7, pick 251. His name is Bernard.
You got it right.
This dude.
I put edge there, but I don't know. I didn't put edge there. I just put question. I just put question marks.
Which I'm kind of happy that you did do that because he don't know what the hell he's doing. But
nope.
I'll give that cat one job.
Yep, exactly.
I treat him like Bobby Boucher. Your job is to tackle the guy with the football.
There you go.
Don't worry about nothing else.
This dude is a freak of nature, though.
He is. He's a
6'4", 306, ran a 4.63, 6% body fat.
Yeah.
That is a physical specimen.
Again, I don't know where they're making these humans at, but good.
This one is from Nigeria.
Yeah.
But hey, we take our shots.
Yeah, I mean, 7th round. Like I said, you're either taking an old guy or a guy who's never touched a ball in his life. So we'll see.
If they have the success and how they did it with Jordan Mailata,
I mean,
hey,
and listen,
look at this is with nothing but stars behind you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the thing is with this guy, he's first of all freak of nature, like I already said. But I go back to the people around him. That defensive line, that whole defensive line for the Eagles is something that he can learn from. I mean, you're talking Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Ojomo. I mean, just in the defensive tackle part. And Ty Robinson. I mean, we got to throw Ty in there too because he's still there.
Yeah,
but,
he's still there.
You know, this is a guy that you're taking a shot on, can turn out absolutely insane. I mean, they did compare him to Myles Garrett. Everything is pretty much the same.
I'm buying it. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
me too.
If you could turn him into half of Myles Garrett,
You ain't kidding.
Exactly. So, I mean, we'll see. He played basketball.
Oh, that's a plus.
Yeah.
athleticism. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a guy I would have loved to see him learn from. Obviously, he's probably not coming back. Probably retiring. Would be BG.
Yeah.
Just teach tape all day long.
yeah. I mean, and something else from this dude's combine that is just blowing my mind is like I said, he ran the 4.63 40. He also had a 10'10" broad jump,
The numbers are insane with this guy.
39-inch vertical, and 31 reps of 225 bench press. I mean,
Jesus.
yes,
Well, if you don't make it with the Eagles,
somebody's got to.
somebody's going to have to try and pick him up.
I know who. I know exactly who's going to pick him up.
Who's that?
Paul Leverkusen, or whatever his name is, formerly known as Triple H. He'll be in the WWE.
But
Maybe with the dude from the one that's already in there.
Yeah, he'll be with him. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, if he don't make it in the NFL, trust me, you will be catching him on Monday Night Raw in about a year. But go ahead, Joey.
I don't know if you guys saw the video of when they drafted him. Very mellow guy until they handed the phone to the defensive line coach. I forget his name, but you could hear like he's talking to Hal. He talked to Coach Sirianni, talked to Jeffrey Lurie, and was very mellow. Yeah, I'm excited. Hand the phone to our defensive line coach. Boy, the sound just changed.
Yeah.
Just pure excitement, like a little kid. So that gives me that much hope, and that's all you need is that little bit of hope to see what he can turn into.
I mean, like I said, the Eagles, they made history. I mean, the dude was from the NFL International Player Pathway Program. So that was
which is such an untapped pipeline of talent if they can figure it out. I think the Birds are only one of two teams that have an academy there.
Yeah.
If they just never know, man.
If you can figure it out with that,
the world's greatest athlete could be under your nose, and sometimes you just never know.
Hey, man, I don't think it's any coincidence that out of the top 10 players in the NBA, 6 of them ain't from this country. So you got to start looking outside your borders.
Absolutely.
If you want talent.
Absolutely.
And that's a great pathway to it.
Yeah, I mean, the first preseason game hasn't been announced yet, but we probably will see him in the first preseason game if he makes the team.
I am normally anti going to preseason games. I might think about going just for that.
You're not lying.
I think we might. I think we might.
We may have to take a road trip.
I think we might have to do a road trip to that. You know what I mean?
Just one.
Just one.
We gotta get there.
I'm normally anti preseason game because,
and that's the thing. Like, I mean, we take one. I mean, we're talking about all these guys. They're gonna play. So you talk about the offensive tackle, this dude, the tight end. I mean, I don't know.
We're gonna have to talk about this.
Gonna play.
Who?
Yeah, Lemon's gonna play.
Oh yeah.
I think we might have to go to game one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting it out there. We're going to go to game one.
We're going
to the first preseason game. Again, I'm normally anti preseason game, but
when do we think that is?
It wasn't. I just looked it up. It wasn't announced
August
yet,
sometime, I would think.
Well, no, it ain't gonna be that late, so we should be good, Sammy. We're going away for a weekend in August.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
last year was August 22nd.
Is that when y'all going away?
We're going away the last weekend in August.
Last weekend in August.
Okay.
For some party thing.
Okay. Well,
somebody's getting married and stuff. So
no, but even that. That can't be the first preseason game.
No, it's the way it's got to be.
No, I'm saying that's what it was last year.
The first preseason game?
Yeah.
Well, they only played what, 2? Did they only play 2?
3.
Wait, hold on.
No, that's not right.
Can't be. Oh, I'm sorry. August 7th.
Yeah, that had to be the first.
Sounds
August 7th.
Yeah.
1622.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. Yeah, we should.
For some reason, they have the last game first.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
It's hot out there, boy.
Can't please this guy.
No, I'm not.
Shit.
Last game we were at,
sign me up.
30 degrees out of that bitch.
What? You mean lying?
I mean, y'all was at the game. I'll just head out there and tailgate it.
And tailgate, freeze our asses off.
Then I went to the casino for 45 minutes again. Then I came home and watched y'all. But it was a good game, though. They won, right?
Came out with a dub.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we will. We'll definitely check that out. Hope Mr. Bernard. I hope he makes the team.
Me too.
And I at this point I can't really see him not making the team. So, but we'll see. Moving on to our last pick.
The very next pick.
The next pick.
252.
In the Eagles 2020.
Was Keyshawn James Newby. Not gonna lie. I don't know much about this guy.
Nor do I.
Edge / outside linebacker. Was at New Mexico. He also he started off at Montana Tech, then transferred to Idaho.
Okay.
Finished first team All Big Sky, and then finished career at New Mexico.
Wait a minute. What were the first 2 schools you said?
Montana Tech, and then transferred to Idaho, and it has FCS next to it.
damn. For a dude named Keyshawn, I want to play in Montana and Idaho. He must have really wanted to play football really, really bad. Because I can assure you, they know a whole lot of dudes named Keyshawn in either one of those two states. Well, go ahead, Joey.
Had a pretty dominant season at his last season in New Mexico. He had career. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 2025 season, 9 sacks, 15 tackles for losses. This is another prototypical flyer.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 or 5 of these guys will make the team.
Probably going to be an edge guy more so than a linebacker. His best trait is his explosiveness. He's got a quick first step. And that's everything for an edge guy. Quick first step, beating a tackle to their set position is huge. And if you can do that, the rest is just polishing your craft.
I don't know if you guys saw the Jonathan Grenard interview with Chris Long, but they asked him about, and this goes back to what you were talking about with the edge rusher. They asked him if he had saw O.R. Bernard. And he said, yeah, he saw him, was in the building. He saw him. He just introduced himself to him. He was like, well, what's the first thing you're going to teach him? Bull rush. So that's the first thing I'm going to teach him.
Hell yeah.
He said, that's half the battle. You can bull rush somebody. You set up everything off of that. Mm-hmm. And Chris Long was like, absolutely. So.
And you set up the guys around you.
Yeah.
This guy, unlike the other guys, a smaller guy. 6'2", 238 pounds.
How dare they take somebody normal? Take these fucking monsters.
But,
jeez.
As we know, it ain't about how big you are, Pauls. It's about the talent you have and how you can produce. I mean, our wide receiver room outside of A.J. Brown and Johnny Wilson, they're on the smaller side of things.
I mean, a guy we were talking about earlier, like the knock on Nakobe Dean was he was like a kind of like a smaller kind of guy. Didn't really matter.
Didn't play that way.
Didn't play that way.
No.
So, yeah, you're right.
But drafted a guy in a position that I think was in need. I mean, we saw what we had on the edge last year. It wasn't phenomenal.
It's rough.
So bringing in a guy in here who could possibly be a rotational piece, I think, Howie saw the vision and he addressed what he thought were the biggest needs and said, all right, let me fill in what we absolutely could use some help with.
I agree. Yeah, we'll see if you, Mr. Newbie, see if James Newbie, sorry. See if you make the team. I didn't watch any tape on you. I'm just going off of what Joey said. And I hope to see you when we go to our first preseason game. Hopefully you make it to that point. When your last pick in the 7th round, there's no guarantee. But you got drafted, my guy. And that's a lot more than a lot of other people can say. The last guy I'm going to talk about is an undrafted free agent that I got a feeling it might be a little bit of a steal. And that's Mr. Dante Lawson. Now, I thought about it. We should have called Jay Dowdy and had him speak on it because he probably knows more about him than I do. But I did watch a little bit of him. And he was the first call that the Eagles made after the draft. They made it a priority to sign this guy as an undrafted free agent. There's 2 things that go on in your mind when that happens. 1, why wasn't he drafted? And 2, what is it that they're seeing in him that made it such a priority for them to sign him? Now, clearly our linebacker room is at the top, pretty heavy. And after that, you got Trot Jr. and shit. I don't know what else. So maybe they're thinking because, let's give this guy a shot. I'm not sure. When it comes to pedigree, more times than not, and they've proven this, by the amount of guys that they've taken from Georgia. There's nothing wrong with taking one of those SEC guys. I know it sounds weird, like, oh, you just close your eyes and take one of the, but it's where the talent's at, man. It really is. The Big Ten, or I mean, there's 14 teams in the Big Ten now, but they're real top heavy with Indiana, Ohio State. I think is Oregon in the Big Ten? I don't know if the Oregon's in the Big Ten. USC's in the Big Ten.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're really top heavy, but after that, Penn State. After that, there's a drop off.
Mm-hmm.
SEC is 8-9 teams deep with talent.
Jay Vowdy loved it.
That's why I wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, he thinks we got the best undrafted free agent.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's an Alabama fan, and he was just talking about, I mean, every player has their pros and their cons, but he said, all in all, he's a really good player. Really good player.
I watched him a little bit, and that's what I thought. I was like, this guy's pretty good. Like, why did anybody?
I don't know why.
Definitely makes you wonder.
I think he well, he was fighting. He's coming off a torn ACL, I think it was.
Oh, there we go. That could be it.
I think. We'll check on that, but I thought the same thing. Like when I asked, because obviously when I seen that we signed unrestricted free agents and all that, and I was like, Jeff, who's this guy? Because obviously he's from Alabama. He's like, he said, I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. Even if it was the later rounds, but he was like, I'm surprised he did not get drafted.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. We're gonna have to ask Jay Vowdy though.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get some information.
We will definitely get some information about him. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is the Birds draft.
Congratulations to all those guys, all drafted and undrafted.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we get to see y'all at the first preseason.
Yeah.
Make the best of your opportunity.
Hopefully we get to see you guys in week 1 too, even if we watch you on TV.
Absolutely.
If you guys don't make it to week 1, it's a problem. But like you said, J.A., congrats on getting drafted. I've been lucky enough to be in a few parties of people who have gotten drafted, and I can tell you it is one of the most exciting things in a person's life that they are able to live out their dreams. So even if you do not, become a perennial all-pro or all-star or play in the league for 10 years, the fact that you got drafted when there are so many there's like, 275 players drafted. You got a shot. So kudos to you guys. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will wrap up our pod with a couple of questions that I wanted to ask the guys. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, fellas, we just wrapped up talking about our 2026 draft class. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the elephant in the room that has been being talked about since the end of the final game last season, and that is Mr. A.J. Brown. As of right now, A.J. Brown, according to Howard Roseman, A.J. Brown is still an Eagle. And he has not been traded. He has not been released. There are a lot of rumors going around that he will end up somewhere in a house with Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. And he will be a Patriot. Maybe they'll adopt him. I don't know. But as of this point,
June 1st. That's what they say.
He's still an Eagle. Post June 1st is when he's allegedly going to be a Patriot. So my question is, clearly the Eagles brought in, 3 wide receivers?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So they brought in 3 wide receivers. And as we talked about earlier, the first thing we thought about when Mekhi Lemon was drafted was signaling the end of A.J. Brown. We talked a few minutes ago about whether or not he could stick around. I was 50-50 before. I wasn't really sure. At this point, I'm more like 75-25. I just can't see it. And it's something you just mentioned. which was scheme-wise. I'm not really sure at this point. I'm not really sure he fits in the scheme at this point. My question I wanted to ask you guys is, A.J. Brown is one of the best wide receivers that has played in the NFL in the past 20 years. No denying that, no doubt about that, right?
Yep.
But does he matter? And the reason why I asked that question is I went back and I looked at the past 15 Super Bowl champions, right? And I'm going to read out the Super Bowl winners. And I want you guys to tell me, because you should know them all. I want you guys to tell me whether these teams at the wide receiver spot were talent or scheme. Okay? We'll go back to we'll start at Super Bowl 48. Which was the Seattle Seahawks. Not sure if you remember that team or not. Their leading wide receiver was Golden Tate. He had 890 yards. Talent or scheme?
Scheme. I mean, Golden Tate's good wide receiver, but not the best in the world.
Right. Scheme?
Scheme. Especially with the wide receivers that were also there with him.
Yeah. Doug Baldwin.
Yeah. Tyler Lockett. Yeah.
Scheme. A team that was a little bit unfair to even judge them because they were 90% defense.
Their defense was ridiculous.
Right. But we're just talking about the offense. We're not even going to get into that.
Scheme.
For
sure.
Okay. Super Bowl 49. New England Patriots.
Scheme.
You know scheme already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leading wide receiver.
Julian Edelman.
It's got to be Jules.
972 yards. All right. Super Bowl 50. One of my favorite players, may he rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. Scheme or talent?
I got to say talent.
Trying to remember who else was there with him.
Wes Welker.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had the sheriff at the quarterback, but there's a common denominator with those teams as well. Look at the quarterback.
Okay.
Russ.
I'll give you that.
Brady.
I'll give you that.
What would you say?
Peyton.
This was the one that tripped me up the most. Peyton wasn't the Peyton that he was.
No, he wasn't.
But Brady was still Brady. I'm gonna lean. What do you say?
I said talent.
What do you say?
I'm in the same boat.
You said talent?
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll go around. I think it will go around the horn on this. I'll say talent because I like DT was one of my favorite.
Demaryius Thomas. He was.
It was a dog. It was great.
It was a dog.
And like you said, Peyton wasn't Peyton.
No.
So
yeah. Super Bowl 51. New England Patriots again.
Scheme.
Scheme.
Any Patriots team that's won Super Bowl scheme.
Julian Edelman.
Again.
1,100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Although 1,100 yards isn't anything to snap at.
I mean,
it's still
it's
still scheme.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it.
A team that is near and dear to us. Super Bowl 52. The Philadelphia Eagles. Scheme or talent?
No, it's scheme. Because you had to change everything.
Scheme or talent, Sammy?
Scheme. I'll go with scheme.
Scheme. Alshon Jeffries, he didn't even have 800 yards that year. He was a league receiver. Definitely scheme. Goddamn Patriots again.
Scheme.
They won the most, but they've also lost the most.
Scheme.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Leading receiver.
Julian Edelman. 850 yards.
3-piece McNugget.
Yeah. I'm going to skip Super Bowl 54 because the numbers are wrong and I know they're wrong. So I'm going to go to Super Bowl 54.
Who was it, though? What was 54? I forget the winner. Was that the Rams?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah, they had the wrong person as the
Leading receiver?
Yeah. So
That had to be cheated, though, no?
it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. They do have it. Tyreek Hill, scheme or
I don't know. bro.
It's both.
both?
No, it's talent. That's
Talent?
talent. Yeah.
Talent?
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, 860 yards. But yeah, I think that's talent.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 55. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
TB12.
Another Tom Brady led team. Scheme or talent?
Talent.
I take talent on that one.
I take talent on this one. Mike Evans.
Absolutely.
Only 1,000 yards, but they were always impactful.
Yeah. And no, I'm not going to
Chris
get into
Godwin
it, but you had Chris
probably-
Godwin also.
Probably wasn't too far behind them either.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 56. Los Angeles Rams.
That was the one against the Bengals.
Yeah. Scheme
That
or talent?
awful Super Bowl.
Scheme. Yeah, scheme. Talent.
I got talent on this one. Cooper Kupp almost had 2,000 yards.
I
Scheme
forgot.
got him
But
open.
Yeah.
Scheme
that's
got him
that's why I
open.
say that.
But forget almost 2,000 yards.
I forgot. That's when he went bananas.
1,947 yards.
Triple Crown year.
Yes.
Yep.
Super Bowl 57. Kansas City Chiefs. Scheme or talent?
Scheme.
Scheme. Was that when
I'm
Tyreek went again? Oh no,
Mm-mm.
Tyreek
wasn't
was
on the team.
This was closer to talent, to be honest with you, but I'll give you scheme on this one. Travis Kelce, almost 1,400 yards
But that was it.
at a tight end.
That was
spot.
it.
That was it, though. You're right. We're going to go back to the Chiefs again. Super Bowl 58. Scheme or talent?
I'll go scheme again.
I'm trying to think of who their top receiver was.
Same guy.
Okay. Well,
Travis Kelce.
All right. Well, I took scheme on the last one, so I'll take scheme again.
Yeah, scheme on this. 984 yards.
Yeah.
You know who you're about to talk about next.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl 59. Scheme or
Wow.
talent?
Talent.
Brother, there was. Yeah.
Talent.
Talent.
Yeah, it's talent on that one.
Talent.
Yeah, talent on that one. A.J. Brown, 1,179 yards.
170?
1,000.
1,079 yards.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Last but not least, this year's Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks. Scheme or talent?
Talent.
Yeah, talent. JSN he might be the best wide receiver in the league.
Absolutely talent. He made Sam Darnold a Super Bowl champion.
Before Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
There's my Dallas shot.
There.
Every pod.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah.
I say that to say, and yeah, that's obviously talent. Does it in a vacuum? Can they replace his numbers with overall talent? As we saw the past 15 years, it seems like scheme wins over
Yeah.
talent.
Over talent.
All right. So I also did something else that goes along with that. And that is overall yards of the last 15 Super Bowl champions. All right. I'll start at number 15. The Seattle Seahawks. They had the first iteration of the Seattle Seahawks. They had 5,424 yards. Next at 14 was the Patriots at 5,800 yards. The Patriots again, 2 yards more the next Super Bowl that they won. Number 12 was the Kansas City Chiefs at 5,902 yards. Number 11, Patriots again, 5,905 yards. There's a slight jump. Number 10 comes the Kansas City Chiefs at 6,067 yards. Number 9, our beloved Eagles, 6,099 yards. Number 8, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6,145 yards. Number 7. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one. These added a couple of other teams in there. These added 16 and 17. This went back 17 years. The New York Giants, the Super Bowl 46 New York Giants.
Helmet catch?
Yes, they had 6,360 yards. Then there's a slight jump to the Rams at number 3, 6,546 yards. This year's Seattle Seahawks, 6,556 yards.
And the Birds.
The number 1 offense in the past 30 years are Philadelphia Eagles. 400 yards more than the next team at 6,916 yards.
Almost 7,000.
Almost 7,000 yards. That's only 2 years ago. Now, clearly, we know what 2,000 yards of that was.
Absolutely.
But the question still remains.
But you schemed that.
You schemed that, right? So, if we think is going to happen, happens, which is AJ leaves, you can't replace a talent like that. But can you scheme it? Can you scheme it?
Sure.
Absolutely.
And I mean, Smitty that was on the other side was a 1,000-yard receiver.
Absolutely.
And I think
we've
been talking about that
and
too, though.
That was 1,000 yards and also favoring AJ Brown.
Oh,
yeah.
No doubt. And that's kind of my point. I know a lot of people think the sky is falling if he leaves.
Like, doesn't number 1 matter?
Doesn't number 1 matter? And over time, it's clear that you can have a number 1 in name only, but I mean, if you got a guy that's not even getting 900 yards, you can still win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Those other guys got to have 700, 800.
Yeah.
You got to have a strong running game.
They all got to be close. Yep.
They all have to complement each other. So I'm just saying that to say, Birds fans, yeah, we saw what AJ did. But if he goes, and there's more than likely he is, they can still do this without him.
Absolutely.
The sky is not falling. We can still make a run, and it might look different. And quite honestly, it might look better. If they're able to do what we think they're going to do with the guys that they brought in, it could look more dynamic. There have been plenty of times, even when they won, when it was just like 5-step drop or not even under center, shotgun, pistol, throw the ball down the field. AJ's down there somewhere. Smitty's down there somewhere.
AJ Brown deep ball.
How many times did Smitty make a catch? You be like, God damn, how do you make that catch? A lot, right?
A lot.
So it might look different, but it might look better. But I think that we can survive the loss of AJ Brown. If we didn't have Smitty, I would think differently. But there were weeks when AJ was pouting and Smitty was doing his thing. Didn't say his thing, and he still did his thing.
When AJ was out, Smitty balled out.
Yep. So I think as long as we have him, I think we'll be okay.
Let's look to the other side real quick.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles. Let's say all this media, rah-rah shit is just out there for media and attention.
Clickbait.
What if we do somehow keep AJ Brown? And they've run, even though we have a lot of wide receivers in the room, they could still come into the season with a 5 wide receiver room. AJ, Devontae.
Got to get rid of somebody.
Lemon.
Hollywood and Wicks.
Hollywood and Wicks. I mean,
That's a lot.
They got to get rid of somebody.
and I think it would be Hollywood Brown.
I agree.
I mean, we didn't sign him to a crazy amount.
I mean,
Wicks was more than what Hollywood Brown was, but we also traded for Wicks.
Technically, I think the way it works is that Hollywood Brown ain't really got no money yet anyway. Like, they can get out of that deal pretty easy if they need to. So, AJ, by some chance that he stays, AJ.
What did we have last year? 4 or 5? I want to say we had 5 wide receivers.
Yeah,
last year.
Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, but he didn't play because he was hurt.
He suited up a couple times, right? But he was on the team.
Johnny Wilson? No, he was out all last year.
Was he?
Yes.
Nah. Johnny Wilson played a couple games. Where was you at?
I don't think so.
All right. We'll
Maybe.
We'll get our
All right,
best
anyway,
information
so-
on
AJ, Devontae,
that.
Jahad Dotson, Cooper,
Cooper. I forgot about him.
and that's what I'm saying. All right, we'll figure it out if
Darius
Wilson
Cooper,
played.
yeah.
But Darius Cooper played. We still had
mini AJ Brown.
5 wide receivers last year that we brought into the season.
All right.
I can't see if somehow, this doesn't go through. I can't see why we wouldn't have those 5.
I agree.
Yes, Cooper, Cooper, he's young. He's a young talent. He started a few games last year. But a lot of people would have to be cut for sure.
Yeah.
A lot. But could you imagine like that wide receiver group? AJ, Devontae, and Lemon. Just say those 3.
AJ would have to really get over himself.
Yeah, he really would.
Right.
I can't say that. Man, I used to didn't think this about him, but there's certain parts of the things that he's been doing.
I mean, when Smitty had a career day in Minnesota, what did he do? He went and posted on Instagram, they used me, but they didn't use me.
Yeah, weirdo shit like that, man.
Like, why are you hating on your brother?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But all inclinations are he will be traded.
Johnny Wilson did not play a snap last year.
No.
No. Remember, he got hurt in preseason.
Maybe that's why
where
I
he
saw
tore his
that.
ACL.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. That's why you on the pod, Sammy. And
Yeah.
I've been drinking.
Which
so.
that's what we were. I mean, last year we were kind of hoping that he was going to play. I mean, we were talking about him when he got drafted 2 years ago.
Yeah,
6'6" frame. A big wide receiver.
absolutely.
And he didn't. That's why Cooper took over, and But yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that,
we're in May now, so we'll
Yeah.
find out in about 30 days
Exactly.
whether he's going to be here or not.
Here's my question: if he is traded, like they've been talking about, what is how we shoot for to get back from him? I think. I'll go first. I think it's going to be a first, a second, or a third, and I think he wants a player.
So I agree, but I'll throw something else out there with you that sounds a little insane. That wouldn't make sense for them.
For the Eagles?
No,
For the Patriots?
for the Patriots.
Okay.
And I'm not completely sure that that's the end all to be all place that he's going to go. There's other teams that can use him that would be able to trade some things for him. But if we're just talking about the Patriots.
No, we're not talking. And I want to hear it on what you're thinking.
I think that there's a chance that Kansas City jumps in the mix here. And they could envision a wide receiver room of him and Xavier Worthy as something that they go in a Super Bowl with.
Him, Rasheed Rice,
and Xavier Worthy. That's a damn good threesome.
Yeah.
And knowing what I know about the Eagles organization, they would much rather do that than send them to New England. Just because of the respect they have for Andy Reid. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but quite honestly, it would make more sense for A.J. Brown. I would rather play with Patrick Mahomes
to Drake May.
than Drake May.
Absolutely.
Travis Kelce's on his way out the door. Like, you be the man. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? If I'm going to force your hand somewhere, I get it. I know he likes Mike Vrabel. I understand all that. But football-wise, if you want to be the best football player that you can be, that's the place to go. They don't throw the ball all around the field. I don't care if they even have you. You're not getting 15 targets a game in New England.
Yeah, I mean,
you could get that in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you because you look at Drake May. I mean, you lost Stephon Diggs. I mean, you got Booty, Kayshawn Booty. I mean, it's like you're gonna go there. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be the number one, but I'm sorry.
You think he was getting coverage rolled to you when you got Devontae on the other side of you?
Exactly.
What is going to happen now?
You're not worried about those other, right?
They ain't worried about them.
Exactly.
You ain't going to see nothing but double teams.
Yeah. I mean, Kansas City is probably the smarter.
It's the better football move. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But football-wise, it's the better move.
Yeah.
And not for that, he didn't start averaging 1,000 until he came here.
Yeah. And I think that's what happened. I think he saw those 2 years, those 1,400-yard years, and was like, oh, yeah, this is the guy I was always meant to be. But obviously he's a professional. He's got to know this, but there's a lot that comes with that. There's a reason why that happened with you. It's not just you that made that happen. Yeah, you caught the ball, but how'd you get open? Why were you single covered?
Talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? There was a reason why.
Yeah.
You know, it just isn't because it wasn't like you was out there calling your own plays and running your own routes and like you were throwing the ball to yourself. Like there's a reason why. So I like AJ as a person. I think that he might, as much as I tried to say that he didn't, I think he might have some diva in him. We'll see what happens. If he's able to salvage this and come back, or he has an epiphany like, shit, this might be the best place for me, I'm all for it. But if I'm not, I release Tariq Woolen and I ask for Christian Gonzalez. That's what I do.
Word up.
Yeah.
That's what I do. You want him? Let me see how bad you want him. Fuck a pick. Straight up, give me Christian Gonzalez. I'll go into next season on Christian Gonzalez, Quinyon Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Shit, I moved Woolen to fucking free safety. Good luck. With that, we're going to wrap it up. But before we wrap up, I got one final question. On paper, did the Birds get better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got better?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
I think so as well. I think they got better. I think there was Howie did a masterful job in the draft. And
got younger.
Shed contracts, saved some money, and got better. You can't ask for much more from a team. They know they have a window. They're trying to extend that window, and I can't see why they haven't. So we shall see.
What a pod.
What a pod, yeah. This was great.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. You ain't lying, boy. Good shit, boy. It's good to be back, fellas.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna pull another one out. Let's do one after June 1st.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You probably won't hear us till after June 1st,
yeah.
but
we're gonna come back together to talk because we still gotta tackle the guys in powder blue. We had a lot talk about with them. So we haven't done another one since then. So
boy, it's been an interesting month.
Yeah, boy. So in a couple weeks, I think we'll come back and talk about them. And who knows? Maybe we'll have to do 15, 20 minutes on another team that's about to start playing and when it's playing now. So with that, guys, good shit as always, man. I loved it.
Great work.
Yeah, man. We'll talk to you guys soon. And we're going to get out of here like we always do.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, dickhead.
Yeah.